U2 featuring Bono, who is a part owner of this thing called Facebook. Not a bad thing to have in your portfolio, is it? When we come back, an extended look at rock and roll and the drugs that run through it.
More of The Secret History of Rock coming up. Back to The Secret History of Rock with Alan Cross.
I once ran across a theory involving the prehistoric cave paintings in France. Some of the geometric shapes and designs look a lot like the paintings in caves in Spain and Italy, and on rock faces in Africa, and in South America, and in North America. The same shapes and designs over and over and over again, thousands and thousands of miles apart, and sometimes thousands and thousands of years apart. How is this possible? Well, one theory is drugs. A few studies seem to indicate that when humans take certain hallucinogens, we tend to see the same things, including certain geometric shapes, weird human forms, snake-like things, and funny-looking animals. Anyone who has taken LSD or peyote or certain mushrooms can probably back me up on this. It's also thought that these prehistoric cave paintings are actually representations of the weird and freaky images ancient crackheads saw when they were tripping. They were caveman junkie artists. In other words, the connections between art and creativity and drugs could be older than civilization itself. But we're not here to debate the wisdom of taking drugs. This is not an endorsement of any pharmaceuticals or mind-altering substances. It's merely a look at how drugs and rock have been connected over the decades. The most common drug of all is the one that's the easiest to get: alcohol. Fermented beverages have been around for as long as Homo sapiens, probably longer. Alcohol has been used in religion, rituals, and ceremonies. It's been used for hygiene and medical purposes. It's been used for abdication, circumvention, relaxation, celebration, and of course, inspiration. The alcohol we drink contains ethanol. When ingested, it acts as a depressant. Too much and you lose control. Rely on it too much and you develop a dependency called alcoholism, which carries serious physical, neurological, behavioral, and social consequences. And this is why most societies have always sought to regulate the production, sale, and consumption of alcohol. Now, in the permissive, party-all-the-time, high-stress environment of rock and roll, alcohol abuse is rampant. There are countless stories where alcohol has caused things to turn out badly. Let me give you two stories. When Duff McKagan was the bass player with Guns N' Roses, he drank a lot. A couple of bottles of vodka per day wasn't unusual. Eventually, though, it all began to get to him. On May 10th, 1994, about a month after he sat next to Kurt Cobain on a flight to Seattle after Kurt had busted himself out of a rehab facility and was on his way home to shoot himself, Duff started feeling unwell. It was pancreatitis, a swelling of the pancreas, which rides below your rib cage on the left side. His pancreas got big, about the size of a football. And then it exploded. Not with a bang, but with a pop, allowing enzymes to leak into his abdominal cavity. This was the equivalent of having an acid spill inside your body. It spilled out over his stomach, his intestines, and eventually reached the muscles in his thighs. He was burning. He was liquefying from the inside. When he got to Northwestern Medical Center in Seattle, doctors had to open him up to relieve the pressure, and when they did, steam came out. Duff ended up with third-degree burns inside his body. Think that would be enough to sober you up? Well, it was for Duff. He survived. But Stuart Adamson did not. Stuart had a long history of a drinking problem. It didn't help that he owned a pub in Fife, Scotland, and for him, alcohol made his depression worse. His band, Big Country, had been a big hit in the 1980s with best-selling albums and Grammy nominations. But as their popularity sank, so did Stuart's spirits. In 1996, he went through a really bad divorce. He remarried in 2000, but that marriage ended after less than a year, and it drove him deeper and deeper into alcoholism. On November 26, 2001, he just disappeared. He was in the States somewhere. There was this matter of a DUI charge in Tennessee that he had to deal with, but nobody could find him. This had people very, very worried. He was found at the Best Western Plaza Hotel in Honolulu on December the 16th. His depression got the best of him, and Stuart hanged himself. The autopsy later showed that he had a blood alcohol content of 0.279. more than 3 times the legal limit.